Welcome aboard. I'm Captain Jake, and we're back with another Tabletop Tuesday. And we're still playing just the War of 1812 Solitaire and the Pacific War 1942 Solitaire. That's because that's the only two we have. We're waiting for the other ones to be published and sent to us. So there you go. That's where we stand. So let's just go ahead and start with turn one. For those that are new, the British control all the lakes. Our job is to attack and to get to Montreal, York, and capture any points in between. So we'll go to turn one. Anything new that comes up, we'll talk about. Got a new dice roller. It's because my lovely bride told me that it was way too noisy. And so we got one that's a little bit quieter. So we got a 4. We start off with a 4. And resource points. We get 2 resource points. We're going to try a little different. We're going to really try to push to Montreal because that's worth 2 points. And so let's go ahead and use 1 to try to get control here. We need a 4 or a 6. 4, 5, or a 6 to win. And no go, no win there. And let's just take a look here. That's just a normal. So we're going to attack there. And 5. Attacker wins on a 3 through 6. So we move him back 1. Move him up 1. And now we're off to the British turn. British get a 1 on an odd turn. Defend Lower Canada. Attack American front markers in the northeast here and the St. Lawrence. One special rule is that if the British capture both of these, not both of these, 2 of these in any one turn, the game is over. So that is, where is that? Even turns. I thought it was after a certain number of turns, but I may be thinking of I thought it was after turn 4. So, well, let's just check here and make sure if the British, yeah, it's after turn 4. I don't know why it didn't show up on here somewhere. So we'll attack here to the northeast, and they got a 2, so not successful, and they got an attack on the St. Lawrence front, and they were successful since we know it's a 4. So moves back to here. They have that one, and we're off to turn 2. See how many resource points we get? 6. We get 3 resource points. First off, we're going to recapture this. So we're going to attack here. That is not a fort. And we easily push them back. And now we're back to here. We still want to go with our strategy of pushing towards Montreal. First thing we're going to do is try to wrestle control. So we've used 1 of 3. Oh, and by the way, this game is published by Worthington Publishing. So let's go ahead. 3. No go here because we need a 4. Darn it. Oh, well, let's do 1 more attack there. 2. Still nothing. British Navy is proven to be a beast. So now we do an odd turn for the British, and they get a 1 again. Well, we know exactly what happens. So we roll here. 2. No go here. Attacking here. 3. Attacker wins. They push me back again. And now we're off to turn 3. So these games are really designed to be played quickly. So if I don't give enough explanation during it, it's just because it's not repetitive, because I could come over here and try something this way to go to York, and it might get better rolls. But right now, we're not. So we got a 3, so that is 2 resource points. So going for the British again, got to get a 3. Can't get that. I'm going to go again. 4. Attacker wins. Yay, finally get control. British turn 3. 6. And it's an even turn. Other fronts, Chesapeake, reduce American regulars by 1. Player's choice. And no such luck. So we don't have any regulars in, so we'll just move up, go to turn 4. 5. We get 3 resource points again. This guy. Attack here. And since I had to tap it, we're going to re-roll. Still got a 1, so no, did not change a bit. Yeah, let's make sure all those things are in there, good and solid. Going to attack again. And we got a 3, so we win. And we have 1 more. We're going to attack on the St. Lawrence front. We have to get a 5 or a 6 here. I'm sorry. Yeah. We have to do a 4, 5, or a 6 here to get that front. So come on, give me a... And my dice seem to be holding up in here. I don't know why. We're going to try that again. 2, nada. 2 minus 1 is 1. So now we're going to do the British turn. They get a 5, and we are on an even turn. British Navy attack American ships on American-controlled lakes. 1 attack for the British. They need to get a 4, 5, or 6. Oh, man, they blew me away. All right, British gets that back. Let's go to turn 5. All right, come on, give me a good roll. Well, stop sticking in there is, I guess, is the best thing to do. Let's just see what's going on here, why it's sticking constantly. Make sure that all of the parts are in there correctly. Oh, we do have a part that's slightly off. That's better. And I don't know if that's going to be better, but because when I get a couple of the other games, we'll be rolling more than just 1 die, so we need to be able to get more than 1 through here. So turn 5. Well, how many resource points we get? We get 3. They're going to attack the British here again. Nada. And this is a fort, so let's attack the British here again. 3, nothing. Okay, turn 5 for the British. We get a 3, and it's an odd turn. British Navy, if the British control Lake Champlain, retreat the American, which they do, retreat the American, turn it. Northeast front marker 1 town. Otherwise, well, would have attacked. Retreat. So we are literally 5 turns in, and we have not accomplished anything. So we go to turn 6. 1 resource point, naturally. Well, attack here. That gives us the best odds to get something. 6. That's an easy win. Now, an even turn for the British. 3. British Navy, if the British control Lake Ontario, retreat the American Niagara front one town, otherwise attacked Americans. So we retreat. Niagara, they now have this. If they get one more, because we're at the turn 4, we will automatically lose. So you know where we have to attack. 6, good, we get resource points. And Fort Niagara, no bonus. So attack. 2, no advance. Attack again. This time we won. Advance here. And let's see if we can get a controlled lake here. Of course we can't. Wow. Horrible. All right, now we go to turn 6 for the British. And they got a 1. And we're on an even turn. Defend Upper Canada. Attack the front markers in Niagara and the Northwest. Okay. Well, we'll attack this way. The first roll is for the Northwest. Nothing. Next one's for the Niagara front. Oh, got lucky. Nothing. Well, they're not doing any better than we are in rolls. Yes. So now we go to turn 7. And 2. 1 resource point. Okay. This is the forts. Yes, these are all forts. Okay, well, let's attack the St. Lawrence front. Maybe we can break this stalemate. It's a -1 here. 3 minus 1 is 2. Did not successful. So odd turn for the British. 4. All turns British regulars flip over 2 British front markers, player's choice, if not flipped over already. All right, well, I'm going to do the ones that I am not currently in the process of attacking. So that's a -2 on this one. That's a -2 on that one. So I literally have to roll a 5 or a 6 to win here. So let's go to turn 8. 1. Wow. All right. Attack north front. And 6. 6 minus 1 is still 5, so we advance. Now, it says a -1 die roll, so we get the -1 this time. So, British turn, 6. And we are an even turn. Other fronts, reduce American regulars by 1. Nothing. We don't have to worry about that. This is the big thing. When we turn 17 to 20, peace would happen. But we're not there yet. So let's go to turn 9. 3. And we get 2 resource points. All right. Let's attack here. 6. We get -1 is 5. We advance. All right. Now we're starting to roll. All right. We get 1 more resource point. Where do we want? Well, Lake Champlain. I want Lake Champlain badly. 5. We got it. Flip it over. Now, turn 9 for the British. 4. All turns. Flip over 2 British front markers if not already flipped. Player's choice. Well, shoot. All right, they're going to get -1 here and a -1 there. Okay. Now we go to turn 10. Place these require us to, we can sequence of play. We can attack 1 adjacent. We can add 1 regular to a front. Well, I haven't had a chance to enough control here to do that. So we'll do turn 10. 4. 4, we get 2 resource points. It's a -1 only, right? Yeah, just a -1. And if we attack and we win, he gets flipped back over. So let's attack here first. And what do we get? We got a 3. -1 is 2. No advance. Well, we're going to attack again. 6 -1 is 5. We win. Flip him back over. And here we go. We're up to here. Good. Now, that was it. It was time for their turn. 3. And it is a even turn. If the British control Lake Ontario, retreat the American Niagara front, marker 1 town, otherwise attack. Lake Ontario, that's Lake Erie. They do get Lake Ontario. So we retreat the American Niagara front, 1 marker. All right. Shoot, we're going to have to attack here until we get rid of that guy. All right. 6. Good, we get 3. So first off, let's go ahead and what we get here, 1. Failed attack. We're going to attack again. 3. No advance. Okay, got to try again. 6. Well, got him that time. So we get the Niagara front moved up, and here we go. Now it's the British turn. At turn 10 or turn 11? Well, if they get an extra turn, I don't care. 3. And it is an even turn. All right. We had that last time, so we're definitely turn 11. And it's an odd turn. If the British control Lake Champlain, which they do not, retreat the American, otherwise attack the ships. So they're going to attack here, turn 11. And they got control back. Well, shoot, shoot, shoot. Let's see what we got going on here. Now we go to turn 12. 6, we got 3 resource points again. Okay. We're going to do this. That's 1. We're going to attack here and here. So attack up there first. 5. All right, good. Moved him in there. Moved him up. Then we'll wrestle this control here. 5. Yes, we did. Sweet. All right, now turn 12 for the British. 2. And looks like we're an even. Defend Canada, attack American front markers occupying adjacent or 2 towns away from here or here. So he has to attack here. 3. He would win unless we drop off that as a reroll, which we will remove. We want him to reroll, and he fails to attack. Perfect example of why that is important. All right, now we go to turn 13. 4. We get 2 resource points. Let's attack here. It's a -1. So 5 -1 is 4. We still move him back. Yes. Okay. We need 1 more resource points. See, we're sitting here in a fort, so that's good. Let's see. Oh, no, let's just attack here. 6 minus 1 is 5. We're successful. Sweet. All right. Well, now it's their odd turn. Or did I fail to move it again? Did I fail? No, nope. It's an odd turn. 1. Odd turn. Defend Lower Canada. Attack the American front markers in the northeast and the St. Lawrence fronts. All right. First off, we're going to attack here. And we get a -1 for the die roll. 5 minus 1 is 4. He still wins. It pushes us back. Oh, crap. That's not what we needed. Now he needs to attack here. 2, unsuccessful. So let's go to 14. All righty. Let's see. Well, first off, how many resource points we get? We're going to get 2. Okay, let's attack here. I don't think he has. Let's 2. Let's attack there. 3. Yep. Moves on. Perfect. Now, what do I want to do next? Well, let's see if we can get this. No, did not. Now, we have the odd turn or the even turn for the British. Defend capitals, attack American front markers occupying or 2 away from, let's see here, 2 towns away from, so 1, 2. So we'll attack here first. And is that a fort? Let's see, no. So no changes. And he easily wins. We're back at Fort Erie. Okay. And Montreal. He attacks. And he attacker wins. All right. Moving back and moving back. All right. Now we go to 15. I don't know how this is going to work out. 6. We get 3. All right. I can deal with 3. So let's attack here first. Attack there again. Oh, come on. Attack there again. Oh, no. Attack. American army's letting me down. All right. Now, odd turn for the British. 5. Odd turn. British Navy, if the British control Lake Ontario, which they do, retreat the American St. Lawrence marker 1 town. Oh. Uh-oh. Otherwise, attack Americans on Lake Ontario. Oh, see, it would have been important to get that. Now I got to attack him immediately. So with a -1. All right, well, we got 3. Oh, let's make this turn 16. So we got 3. We'll attack, obviously. 1, no. 2, no. Would normally work, but he's got a -1. Nothing. Again. Wow. If he captures 1 more, they win. So 1. And we are on an even turn. Defend Upper Canada. Attack the American front markers in the northwest and Niagara front. All right. If he attacks here, game's over. Easily wins. Pushes him back. He captures. If at any time, if the British front markers occupy the American starting town simultaneously after turn 4, that's an immediate British win. Well, that is the end. Unfortunately, we didn't make it past turn 16. We were doing horrible anyway, so just not very good today. But some days as they say, some days you get the bear and some days the bear gets you. So again, hopefully you've enjoyed this quick game of Tabletop Tuesday. We will, like I said, I keep promising, and we are in April, and we'll see what happens in the month of May and June and July. We will continue with our Tabletop Tuesdays, and we'll be throwing that new stuff in here once it arrives. So, as always, leave a like or a comment, and I always answer those. So, as always, I'm Captain Jake, wishing you fair winds and following seas. Until next time.